carrying on his will. Carry on, my wayward sons. There'll be peace when you'll be done Shrip'ming. This is our weekly Shrip'm. We're back. We're just doing 2 boxes per video for this set because we got a while before the next set comes out. Thankfully, give me a little break. So it's just gonna be 2 videos per box instead of our 3 videos, or 3 boxes, which we've been doing for a little while. But before I get into it, I just want to show a little project I'm working on. I'm working on some One Punch Man One Piece Dons. I really like this One Punch Man, the One Punch Man artist, and there's some cool cards. So I got a project I'm working on there. Bless him. But we'll more on that to come. Anyway, I have not pulled anything really cool from this set yet. I also haven't opened a ton of it at this point. But there are red mangas and demon god packs out there. There's also some just really good cards in this set. I feel like the game really changes with OP13 significantly. There's just there's a couple really strong decks that just make all the other decks, I think, like really unviable, which I think we've had elements of that in other sets. But I don't think it's happened like this. Like, Emu is just such a absurdly strong deck. Gordy Roja. Like, this guy's a 7k leader, and he still has a little bit of trouble hanging compared to the other decks. So you get 2 of these in a case. And I don't like this. I think is kind of like an extra hit, which is cool because I consider this to be like a hit. I think this is a really cool, pretty card. I wish they just cleaned up that little speckle right there. You know, see that little like dot? I wish that wasn't there, but that's in the art itself. But yeah, I consider these to be hits. I think that these are going to be like really valuable graded cards in the long term because this is the first Gold Dawn that we're getting in a main set. We've only gotten Gold Dawn in TRB sets, so I'm going to try and keep my Goldie Roger Dawns in pretty good condition. But yeah, there's a lot of really strong cards in this set. I always want to figure out how to make ST21 work. We did get that Garp that, since it's a ST21 is a Luffy leader. But in what I've tested of the set so far, just Ace just feels so unbelievably strong. And I do like cards in the deck. I mean, I do this pretty much every set. I say like, oh, I'm going to play this. Remember when I was opening OP11, I was like, I'm going to play Snake Man Luffy on my birthday and pulling all those Gear 5 or the manga Snake Men. Well, I ended up not playing Luffy because I found the deck to be really boring. But I've been testing Ace a little bit, and though I think the strategy also is somewhat linear, like you have a really set curve and you're trying to play that. That Whitebeard card, that 10 cost Whitebeard card is just unbelievable, man. That card is crazy. That card is absolutely nuts. It just does so much. You get so much Dawn value out of this huge blocker. So, yeah, I think Ace is really cool. I've been looking at how they've been building it over in Japan to get an idea of how to kind of put it together. Oh, Roja! Yes, I want to just pull a lot of these. I think this card is actually very bad in Roger. So like, I think maybe this card is better in other decks. I don't think this is good in Roger because in Roger, I think you want to stay at 10 Dawn and never go under it. But this is Akira Agawa, my favorite One Piece artist. One of my favorite things about Akira Agawa is that, there's no like distinct line work. She uses, it's almost like impressionistic sort of like pointillism, but with lines. And I think that's a really cool reference to, Japanese woodblock printing was the contemporary art form to impressionism. And it's really cool that those sort of come together in this little trading card. You guys all know how I feel about trading cards being like modern day woodblock prints. All right, so we're probably gonna get, it's either gonna be, I think we'll get a secret. This card is insane, and low key I actually really like the SR art. He just looks so beefy. But yeah, I think every time I've gotten a Gold Dawn, it's been 3 hits quote unquote hits, because I don't think the Gold Dawn actually counts as like a secret or an SP or anything like that. So I think it's still possible to pull like a leader or an SP or something in here. And the Blossom, yeah, Demons, Ethan Barrow, Venusjuro. So I also think that if you, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that if you pull a Manga Face leader, then you no longer can pull a Demon God pack. Apparently, the Demon God pack takes the place of the Manga leader. And if you don't know what the Demon God pack is, basically, it's a pack that has all of the Elder demon forms, but they're all like they have this special border and there's red text. They look very cool. There's like slightly more full art maybe than these, I guess, is part of it. But yeah, they look really sick. So all right, that's a perfectly fine first box. I would love to pull a manga. That in this set, you know, I pulled my manga pull rate since OP11 I think has gone down significantly. So it's been a couple sets since I've had the manga hands. I did pull a Sanji out of PRB, but I opened like 8 cases. So you know, I think the odds were kind of in my favor with Blossom opening that much. A lot of people are like, oh my god, you always pull mangas. Well, the reason why I often do pull at least a manga from a set is because just purely how much I open. I open a lot of each set. And I also make a point to not open everything on camera. I open some just in the comfort of my own home also, which is what happened with that Sanji. I was just in my basement and was shripping some PRB because I enjoy making videos. I like sharing these hits. I think the cards look really cool. I love talking about them. I love building this community. But I also just love opening packs. And I feel like if I'm doing it always in front of a camera, at some point, it sort of kind of starts becoming inauthentic. I need to like remember that I also just like opening packs for opening packs. So I make a point to like not do everything on camera. And you know what? If I open a really cool card, well, that's all for me. But occasionally, you know, more often than not, I think the cool cards come out here. Yeah, that Whitebeard is just too crazy. I definitely want to mess around with Ace. I think Ace is just really, really strong. I like decks where you draw a lot of cards. You know, Ace sees a lot of cards. There's a lot of card draw built into the deck. And one of the things that I always kind of saw as the downfall of RP Luffy was you just didn't have enough card draw, you know? And by the time Gum Gum, I really like this card a lot. I want to see the alt art of this. I think that alt art would look very cool. That alt art and Shanks, I think those are the two that I haven't seen or pulled yet. But yeah, once Purple got Gum Gum, I think that made like RP a lot more viable. But the deck still is, you know, I think it's missing some stuff. Oh, what's this? Is this an emu? No, it's a Dawn. I feel like I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Whoa. Hopefully that was a lucky sneeze, and that means that there's a manga that comes out of this pack. Nah, that didn't work. Just a bunch of old guys. Just a bunch of elders, guys. And guys. And I also have to say, like, I think it's crazy that they put 3 mangas in this set with 3 secondary versions. Like, that is just wild to me. 3 mangas and 1 secondary version. I could have been more. Oh, Shanks? No, Garp. Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is just a super good card. I pretty much only play Luffy leaders, so I'm gonna basically need him in every deck ever, right? He searches top 4. Yeah, I think that's really strong. Oh, Divine Departure. Yo. ID from the back of the pack. Yeah, these look pretty cool. This is a pretty cool looking card. I'm pretty sure you get one of these per case, so I don't think these are going to be particularly expensive or anything. But I think manga events are super cool. I think they're a great addition to the game, like in sets. I think they're really, really cool cards. But we could still have a secret in here, maybe in the Blossom. Let's see. I think this looks like a Dawn. Da-dawn. Wow. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this one. I'll be back next week with more Shrip'ms. Thanks for coming to check it out. I am a dentist. I can't end without a dental tooth tip. My dental tooth tip to you would be check out hydroxyapatite toothpaste, nano hydroxyapatite toothpaste. The one I recommend is Boca. I think it really strengthens your teeth a lot. You just want to make sure that you don't swish after you brush. You just spit the foam out because that foam is helping strengthen your teeth. Whoa, Roja, I actually like this art a lot also. Thanks for coming by, and I'll see y'all next week.